Hello, Heavenly Droplets friends. I hope you're having a great week and I hope you had a great weekend. I wanted to take just a minute and then share with you, probably last week, I guess it was, Egyptian gold came back into stock. And some of the things that have come back into stock, one of the things was K&B ointment, probably ointment, not really what you call it, it's not really ointment, but K&B came back in stock, and that is one that I absolutely love with everything in me. So I wanted to share real quick. If you've not seen these particular things, now like Egyptian gold is not something that's out all the time because it's kind of a rare thing that they have it out all the time. I now can't find. Okay, trying to find my page. It's probably back here. It's not out all the time because of the some things they just don't leave out all the time. So Egyptian gold came back into stock, and it is an amazing oil. I had not I got to love it after I got my aroma kit after hitting silver. When you hit silver, well, used to, you don't get it now, but used to, when you'd hit silver, you would get this whole aroma kit, and it was huge, and it had like 200 and something oils in it, and that was one that was in my kit, and you never knew which oils you were going to get because it was man, goodness gracious. Okay, anyway, you never knew what you were going to get because, you know, there's like 500 different oils, so you would get half of whatever those things were. So Egyptian gold was one that was in my kit, and like I used it like just very, very sparingly because it was so amazing and I loved it. But then once it was gone, like I have just a tiny little bit left in the bottle, and I still just don't use that last little bit because it smelled good, and so I would like try to me it smelled good. Now some people may not like it because it's very woodsy, but I like the smell of it. But I tried to make it last, and so I still just kind of like sniff the bottle, you know, just so it has, so I left a little bit, tiny bit in there just so that I could smell it. Let me read what is in the desk reference about it, and then and then I'll explain some other things about it that makes it so great and what's in it. This is a very unique blend that combines the most valuable essence of the Middle East and Central Europe. It offers a truly enchanting aromatic effect that stimulates the central nervous system and the immune and respiratory systems. It has frankincense, balsam, fir, lavender, myrrh, hyssop, northern lights black spruce, cedarwood, vetiver, rose, and cinnamon bark. Now, a lot of those are tree oils. You think about balsam fir, black spruce, cedar wood, all of those are trees, and trees have, of course, roots. So when we think about the oils that are tree type oils that come from the trees, we think about them being more grounding. So those are very good emotional type oils because they are grounding, and the roots go deep and they go wide, and that same essence gives us balance in our emotions, but balance in our body as well. So that's a very good oil for any of the tree oils are very good for balancing and for emotional support in those areas. We also have rose, which of course is is the highest frequency oil that there is. It's highest frequency of anything. It's 320 megahertz on the oh my goodness, on the frequency scale. I want to say frankincense scale. On the frequency scale. So it's a very high frequency oil, which means if you are really feeling down and ready to like crawl up under the table and never come back out again, rose is one of those things that can lift you back up and pull you back out of that place. So when you put grounding and rose together, when you put all of those tree grounding oils together with the rose, it just really lifts you up and pulls you into balance and causes your frequency to go up. Now, as we know, frequency, this is something I didn't know very much about, and I've really studied it over probably the last year or so, and it is so amazing to me, and it's so cool because our frequency, everything is living, everything, even like TV counters. I mean, like everything has something that's moving within it. It's all got a vibration to it. Everything has a vibration. So if everything is moving, then our vibration in us is moving as well. Our frequency is there. So frequency bounces off of everything. So when someone walks in the room and they're in a foul mood, it naturally a lot of times will bring down the entire room because the frequency's just gone then, because they're bringing a negative frequency that's clashing with the positive frequency, and it's just totally like, now if you've got a lot of people who are really excited and the energy's up and the frequency's up and there's just a lot of good energy in the room, then you can pull up that other frequency. You might help that person to feel better and bring them up to your level. And that happens sometimes, but sometimes, that negative frequency and the heavier frequency pulls down. So you have to think about that when it comes to the oils as well, because every oil is living and it's still vibrating. All the molecules in there are vibrating and moving around. So even when you put them on your body, they begin to move through your body in the same way. So they lift that frequency. Now we can dampen that frequency and keep it from rising, because the more negative we're telling ourselves, we can rub that oil on all day long. But if we're going to still sit there and say, well, I'm still mad at that person, I still don't like them, I'm rubbing rose on, I'm rubbing it everywhere, but as long as I'm sitting there with a stinking nasty attitude about it, it's going to have a hard time raising anything. Now, so we have to change our attitude as we're rubbing it on. We have to think, I am happy and grateful for this person that I may absolutely not like. I am ready to take on the rest of the day. This is going to be a great day. This is going to be amazing. I am so excited about the day. Now, I do have to say this though. When we first started using Young Living back nearly 8 years ago now, when I first put stuff in the diffuser, my husband would come home and he would just be kind of like, not really mad, but he just, have a bad day, you're tired, the day's long, it's time to be home. And he would come in and he'd just be like, being in a mood. And I'd put Joy in the diffuser, and it didn't take long. Every day he would come in and it would help to raise his frequency a little bit. He would begin to feel a little better. Now Joy has rose in it. There again, highest frequency oil in Joy, so it's one of my most favorites ever. So it's very good for boosting your emotional mind as well, and your emotional feelings and everything. But Egyptian gold is also very good for that. And it also helps your immune system. It helps to build your respiratory system. And it also is good for the nervous system, which is your, entire body, that's for everything. So Egyptian oil is one of those that if you don't have it, you need it like in your little cupboard. Like you need it in your little oil cupboard, and just have it there. Dab a little bit on whenever you feel maybe a touch under the weather. Now, a lot of times, there again, when we are feeling below that wellness line, the reason we get sick and the reason we get below that good level line is because we've allowed our frequency to get low. We've not kept our frequency up. We've not kept our body up. We've allowed the negativity to take us in. And that is a place where it's really bad to be. We've got to keep these, we have to keep up the frequency to keep from getting below that line. Sometimes it's very hard to do. Sometimes it's very difficult when you've got so much going on and you're running around. Last week we had Bible school, and while I really love Bible school and it's really fun and it's great for the kids, it still can be very stressful. So halfway through the week, I was like very tired and very just kind of like ready for the week to be over, honestly. And so my frequency got down, and I began to have a little bit of a runny nose, and I just kind of began to feel a little. And so I really had to boost the oil usage up a lot. And I took my diffuser to church and put it in our room and everything, just because I needed some uplifting and some ways of helping me to feel better. But if you really want the oils to really maximize what they're going to do, when you're rubbing it on, say something positive along with putting the oil on, and it's going to totally change your outlook, because you're going to release is one of these oils that does like this. Now, like when you think of release, you're thinking releasing something, you're getting rid of something. Now, you could be wanting to release negativity, but you don't want to say, I'm getting rid of the negative in my life, because you're actually drawing more negative in. And I know that sounds a little bit like an oxymoron, but I want to get rid of the negative. I'm saying rid of, so I want to get rid of that. But when you just say the word negativity or sadness or whatever, you're actually drawing, your body is focusing on that negative word. So your body's pulling in more negative terms. So you have to change things around. We've got to be very conscious of our language and the things that we say and how we say them every day. We don't need to say, I feel horrible today. I don't care if you feel like somebody has smacked you with a truck and you like had the worst day ever. We do not need to admit that. We need to put the good out there, because we want to draw more positive. We want to draw that frequency that's a different frequency to us. So I am happy and grateful now that I feel so much better today. Pull in the positive. Pull in the positive. When you're using release, I am happy and grateful now that I have so much energy and I feel so alive and I feel so good. Even if you don't, say the good thing. Say the good thing, because it really does make a huge difference. The other thing I wanted to talk about was K and B. And I was really hoping I could find, and I started this before I had found it in the book, because I thought it was like right near the other, and it was not. So I don't know if I'll be able to find it or not. But K and B is great for your kidneys. I tend to get bladder infections extremely easy. So I have to be very, very careful of what I am doing. I'll drink water like it's going out of style most of the time, but I still end up with bladder infections. So sure would be nice if it was like right here, but it is not. But K and B is one of the best things for your kidneys. Now I take it and rub it. You keep it in the refrigerator. That's the best place for it. So it's extremely cold. When you go to use it, it's like really, really cold. Now you can either put it in water. I do not suggest, because that is disgusting. There it is. That is really, really gross. Or you can put it inside of a little gel capsule, like one of the little, like you open them up, you drop some in there, and then you take it like that. Or you can rub it actually over your kidneys and over your bladder. Now, what I do is most of the time I'll rub it around my kidneys and my bladder, and then put a little bit in a capsule too and take it. And that way, because it soaks in quicker, gets into your skin really fast. But then by taking it, then it has to go through your digestive system, which is fine, but it takes a little bit longer to get there because it is going through the digestive system as well. But I feel like it's doing a lot of good as it's going in, because it's having to go actually through the liver and through the kidneys and through the bladder. Like it's actually having to hit all of those places as it's going, as well as when I rub it on, it's actually going into every cell as well. So I feel like I'm hitting it from two different directions, which is really, really great. So whenever I use that, it really seems to help my body to feel better and help my kidneys to have a much better support system. So K and B is formulated to nutritionally support normal kidney and bladder health. Juniper enhances the body's efforts to maintain proper fluid balance, partially supports kidney and bladder function, and aids overall urinary health. Uva ursi supports both urinary and digestive system health. The pure therapeutic essential oils added to the ingredients fortify the effectiveness of its overall use for kidney and bladder infections and other related conditions. That's out of the desk reference, the big desk reference book. I don't know if you can see it, but it is one of my favorites. Now, I use it all the time, even when I don't have like any kind of urinary tract infection, or if I really need some urinary support. I use it all the time, and until it ran out of stock, and then I was like ready to cry. And I thought, oh my, it's gone. And so I've really had a hard time. Like, I've had to just mix up stuff myself. Geranium, it's got the ingredients as a juniper berry extract, parsley leaf, uva ursi, dandelion root, German chamomile flower extract, royal jelly, water, ethyl alcohol, and then the oils are geranium, fennel, clove, Roman chamomile, sage, and juniper. And it suggests taking 3.5 droppers 3 times a day. So they say to put it in distilled water, but it is disgusting. It does not taste good. So unless you just got a really strong stomach and handle things like that, go right ahead. But otherwise, I put the little 3 drops in little capsules and take it. Depending on what size of capsule you'll get, you can use 1 capsule to put all 3 drops in. But if you've got the smaller capsules, then you may have to use 1 capsule per drop, because the little droppers are pretty. It's not a bunch, but it is a pretty good size. So you just want to kind of think about that. But that is one of my most favorite things. So if you have, I've heard, I don't know why, here lately I've just heard of a lot of people with urinary issues and kidney issues and stuff like that. So I thought that was something good that might be very helpful, that you might need, and really boost up that part of your support, because that has been something I have. My kidneys are full of kidney stones, and so that really helps me to kind of keep that at bay a little bit. I still drink my lemon water. Lemon is a huge helper on getting rid of not getting rid of kidney stones, but helps to break them down better. So I still will have kidney stones some, but it does help because they're not near as big, and so they come out a little bit easier, if that's that's any consolation whatsoever. But it does really help to break them down and keeps them from being quite so horrendous. And when I stop drinking my lemon water, I can tell it. There again, sometimes I'll put it in a capsule. Sometimes I rub it on, but most of the time I just oh my goodness, put it in my water. My mind just completely like left me there for a second. Oh. But I put it in my lemon water, and that really does make a big difference. Sometimes I add peppermint into my water too, just because it feels good. And I have neuropathy in my feet, and so that supports all of those different inflammatory areas of your body. The peppermint's very good to support inflammation, or anti-inflammation, I should say. So it's really good. I really like it too. So I hope that is helpful. And those are the only things that I had kind of planned for today. So I hope y'all have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.